I do not challenge you. I bring you the test.
Hey guys, it's Moltenstorm here. Have you guys ever thought what goes through an Illaoi player's head? Well, you're in luck. Today I will be giving you guys a full in-depth guide of how I play Illaoi and to show you guys what it takes to be in motion. With runes, guys, number one rune to take on Illaoi at the moment is Conqueror. It got changed, so it got double the stacks. Instead of 5, it got to 10. And they changed the 8% true damage and 8% healing to a flat 15%. This rune's probably just going to be number one rune Illaoi at the moment because Klepto got gutted to the point where it's renderously useless and everyone just doesn't like it. With Triumph, when you get really low and you kill people, it just helps you to sustain. Just every time you get low and you kill someone, you get a bit more health. Legend Tenacity. If you have this and Merc Treads, you're guaranteed to not be perma CC'd. As every person who's versus Illaoi, they always say, let's CC Illaoi because, you know, she's a monster 1v5. She just slaps the crap out of you. And Last Stand, you know you're going to get low. You get the 8 to 11% increased damage. And it is probably the best rune out of the three at the bottom. Metaflow Ban. Old Klepto is not there anymore, so you just go Metaflow Ban and have Mana Sustain instead of having cookies and getting Mana Pots off your Klepto stacks. And it helps in mid-game as well a little bit. But when you get to late, it's a rune that doesn't really help, but it just helps early lane phasing. And Transcenders, with the certain items that I might be explaining in this guide, or whatever items you build, you get early 10% after you pass level 10, and it just helps a lot when you have your ult off CD quicker, because you know the quicker you have your ult off, the more you can play aggressive. And instead of sorcery, guys, you can go domination as well. Taste of Blood, it's a little bit of healing every time you hit ability or W. It's a 40-second cooldown, and Ravenous Hunter is 1.5%. It stacks 2.5% for every kill you get. So 5 kills plus 1.5 is 14%. Plus you have your Conk, that's 15%, and you got your Triumph and your Last Stand. If you do more damage, the more healing you have with the ability power. It's a rune to take if you really want, but it's up to you guys. Other than Conk, guys, you can go these other runes. In my opinion, Grasp of the Dying is second rank. It is a rune that you can take in lane just versus another tank if you're just going to be just tank versus tank and just it's going to be an island up there. You go Demolish, just pushing towers, and Bone Plating, don't take as much damage, and Unflinching. If you're versing very high CC team, this is the rune to take. You get 15% tenacity when you use your summoner, and after the 10 seconds, when your summoner is off cooldown, you have 10% tenacity flooded out until your summoner is back up. So, for example, if you have Merc Treads and not the Legend Tenacity rune, or you have Tenacity rune, you got 30 plus 30, that's 60%. And if you use your two summoners, you get 10% flat, so it's 20%. You get 70% tenacity just for blowing your two runes and you're in lane. So even if you're summonerless and they know they want to jump you and try and kill you, and they want to use their CC to kill you, well, good luck for them. And probably in my sneaky Dark Horse pick of runes is Dark Harvest. It hasn't got a buff or anything, but I just think this rune is really strong if used right. If you pull your spirit and you kill your spirit every time and you stack your Dark Harvest until the point where you get to a fight, I think it is probably one of the Dark Horse runes on Illaoi. Plus, if you go Taste of Blood, Eyeball Collection, Ravenous Hunter as runes as usual, and your Legend Tenacity and Last Stand. Now with item, guys, people ask me, Black Cleaver or Triforce? Well, Black Cleaver is better when you're versing armored tanks at top and you want to help your team in a team fight. Basically, your Tentacles proc the Black Cleaver stacks as well. So you imagine if you go on 1v5, 1v4, 1v3 with your team and your Tentacles just start smacking random people, that reduces the armor. It makes the ADC and the jungler who might be an assassin or just an AD champion, just makes it life easier just trying to kill people. And Triforce is an item that it's a solo lane and you just push towers quicker with it. You only buy Triforce if you're stomping. If you're like 6-0 and you know that no one can't go in your lane, you get Triforce, you're probably going to run away with the game. And the other two items, Sterox and Death Stance. Death Stance, usually people who start learning Illaoi thinks, let's buy Death Stance first. I just wouldn't suggest doing that. because I know it has flat damage and you don't take as much damage because of the 30% less damage in your bleed. It just doesn't have like the core stats like health and the movement speed, and you just armor shred and that. I would build Death Dance as a third or a fourth item, and with Sterox. Sterox is probably the best item to have on Illaoi, because Illaoi has the highest base AD in the game at level 18, and Sterox runs off base AD. So Illaoi gets the best ratio of damage out of any champion in the game off this item. So Sterox is suggested as the #1 item for Illaoi, and I would buy this item as a second item to buy. And with the other items, you can even go Ninja Tabi and Merc Treads. And the other two items left, you can go Yumus because there's no Spirit Sojin. You can go Yumus or random Odin Wounds, or just you can build anything you want. But just the 4 main items that you need is Merc Treads, Black Cleaver or Triforce, Death Stance, Sterox, and you'll be life stealing like hell. Cool placement, guys. I'm in practice tool, so I can show you guys this easier instead of just marking it with color on paint. Basically, this is how you place the tentacles you were playing aggressive. I'm going to work from front to back from here, then I'll work from the red side to the blue side. So, how I play Illaoi is, always think of freeze. Freeze, freeze, freeze. So, I'm going to run under tower here, unfortunately. There we go. So time that, so to spawn tentacle. So what happens here is, guys, is basically, I'll call this the Bermuda Triangle. Anything that comes in won't come out. So basically, if the enemy's stuck on the tower, they're going to be basically just pinned under there. Imagine the Mingwes crushing in. You just totally just going to catch an E on him. You get one slam on. Well, I didn't time that right, but you get the idea. So if I run over here and find a perfect spot, throw the E, bang, I get 3 from hitting it once. That is a lot of pressure for someone to try and farm under tower and not trying to get hit by it. With the alcoves, this is a little trick I've learned in the alcove. When you're getting ran in the alcove, let's say by an enemy or just by ganks, you can use this wall to jump around with. So if I spawn 4 dummies, 2, 3, 4. So just imagine there was 1 or 2 people, but I'm making 4 different scenarios. You can use this wall to jump over. So with a normal jump, this is from here, it's like a little jump, then it's like a little jump to this one if I do it again. From here to here, the jump takes quicker, and you jump further. So you jump into Fog of War if they drop a ward over, and you can try and cheat it. Plus, with the tentacles here, this one spawned randomly, but if you put 1 tentacle here and 1 tentacle here, and you just keep running back and forth so you just don't make them go dormant and they despawn and you get ganked, if you can't run back to your tower, you run into the alcove. What would they think if they saw 2 tentacles and you'd pull a spirit and you ulti? They would be thinking, oh shit, we're not fighting him. So that's just a little alcove trick. So if we're defending under our tower, let's say we got shoved under and we're getting perma-camped. Really good spots to have the tentacles will be right here, where I'm spawning it. And over here, when I move it here. Basically, if the enemy has you pinned at a tower, and you're like, oh shit, I want to push off tower, you pull the E, they won't touch you, you can just get the free spirit pools and just fully damage them without getting whipped. So, from red side to blue side, same thing. We're going to play defensive, we'll have a tentacle here, have a tentacle there, we'll play off the tower. It's a little bit different when you're on red side to blue side when you're playing aggressive. You will want to have your tentacles, if you're red side, I'll run over here so I make this one go dormant and disappear. So, 30 seconds, should disappear. Yep, I'll tell over here quickly. When you're red side, it's best to have these 2 tentacles. So what happens is, Mr. Illaoi wards dueling 1v1, pushing him under tower. See Mr. Jungler running through, What do you think the jungler's going to think when you're standing right here and he sees 2 tentacles? He's not going to jump you. 100% he would either try and run the back way, and that's when you have pink. You have a pink there, and you have these 2 tentacles up and that ward. They wouldn't even hesitate to run to your lane. They go, okay. They'll probably auto the tentacles before jumping you. And when we're playing aggressive under the tower here, I'll fast forward again. We have 1 tentacle here. You imagine that one a little bit closer. And 1 here. It could be like this as well. Bermuda triangle. Always think of a pair of 3 of tentacles as a Bermuda triangle. If it goes in, won't come out. Basically, it's the same crap. You just pull the spirit like this. Yep, pull. Yep. Just keep harassing. And even the jungler can't run around here and gank you because you're already standing here with 3 tentacles. And even the same position up here. If you had your 3 tentacles and you're standing right here, they won't run for you. And I've got some perfect examples to show you. In this position, guys, I kind of got the Bermuda triangle going, but I only have the 2 tentacles up. What happens here is Nocturne tries to run back into me. What happens here is I know, okay, he's going to try and get that tentacle. I'll kill the minion and throw the E out at the same time. As soon as that happens, Vi comes in. Uh-oh, 2v1 gank. Bye. Clap Nocturne. Clap Vi. Sorry guys, it's a little bit of lag in this clip here, but I want to show you guys what patience can do. It can be either good patience or bad patience. But what happens here is I rush my E and try and hit it on Jax, but I don't. Then I freak out and use my ult. I think I'm going to die here 100%. Then I second guess myself and thought, okay, I'll play a bit patient and see how this plays out. I've got my E back up. I'm going to go, okay, I need my second tentacle. So I blocked the second one. I pulled it on Renekton and I got full conk stack. So I think to myself, okay, I'll just stand here and just see how long I can live just by hitting W's. And hopefully I can kill both of them and get out. What happens here is Fresh and Lee comes along and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to die here. But just me just staying patient, knowing, okay, I can't just keep running or I'm going to get poked down. So basically it ended up being a quadra kill here. So it was a pretty nice moment. On Illaoi, guys, you can flash ult. Your ulti is unstoppable as well, so you can ignore any knock-ups or knockbacks. And you can catch people off guard. So even though they get ult and someone hits you, you still flash. So here, I run a bush, ult, then flash. And catch them off guard and get an easy double kill here. Yep. Last thing here, guys, to show you is the skill tree. I'm going to throw it up the screen right now. People ask me, do you max E or do you max Q? I max Q because on Q, you get 5% extra slam damage every time you put a skill in it. So if you put 5 skills in it, you already have 5% automatically in it. So if you put 5 skills, you add 25%, you got 30% extra slam damage. And with E's, the only thing you're getting is low cooldown and you can throw away more. For example, if you max your E and you miss your E, you're going to die 100%. So if you max your Q and if you miss your E, you know you have something that can help you if you miss your E all the time. Because if you're in a fight and you miss your E, you're dead. But if you miss your E but you know you have the extra damage, that could help you a lot and it could turn the tides of winning a game and not winning a game. And just the same thing with Harsh Lesson. That's the last thing, the skill in and just 6, 11, 16 with your ulti. But main thing here, guys, max your Q, not your E. Thank you for everyone who stayed and watched through the whole video. I appreciate it. I also stream on Twitch as well, and I have it in the description below. And as always, slam that like and subscribe button. Peace.